This is our next checkpoint for guests. Just as we had a checkpoint for guests going into the ocean's edge, we also have a checkpoint for guests going into the open sea galleries, and that is right here. There'll be a line of stanchions here, so if we need to stop people at this point or hold them for a minute, we can do so. We'll have a staff person here. We can look from here into the drifters gallery and see, are people backing up in there, or does it look like it's relatively free, and then we can allow people to proceed accordingly. When people come towards this area, they'll be stopped by this stanchion ribbon here so that they can't proceed any further. That way they're directed in here. And this is, again, another one of those places where in an evacuation, I might want to clear this and get it out of everybody's way. At Tiny Drifters, I'm not even sure if you can see this, but there is a case around our video scope, and we're trying to set it up so these monitors will just play a loop of some of our favorite plankton images here, but we will not have a guide at this station for the time being. In addition, the Big Plankton Touch Interactive will also be closed. It's on, but it won't be operational. We don't want anybody to be touching that screen. Again, it just creates another high-touch interactive area that has to be cleaned constantly. Here in the open sea gallery, we have another station for guides, and this guide station really is the open sea, but it is the whole second floor up here. We don't have a staff presence regularly on this second floor, and we want to make sure that we had somebody roving through this area just to talk to guests and to answer questions and make sure that everybody is being safe here. The mezzanine is closed in this exhibit, so it's just the first floor. We brought back some benches along the back wall so people could sit, but really this is a chance just for people to come back, stand in front of the window. It's a lot of space here, so hopefully distancing will not be an issue in this gallery. People can maintain their distance and still say hi to their favorite open ocean animals here. The path through here then is a little bit different than what people are used to. The stairs that go up towards the pelagic red crabs and the seabirds are actually stanchioned off, and we want to direct everybody from the open sea exhibit past the Chris Jordan images here and around towards Soaring with Seabirds. As you can see, Soaring with Seabirds has been walled off. Again, another super high-touch exhibit area, and it just would not be safe, especially with our younger audience. So this has been walled off, so for the most part, people won't even know what they're missing here. And again, the restrooms are open, emergency exits there. The nursing lounge is open, as is the family restroom also. So we've kept all those facilities and the water bottle refill station. Our drinking fountains have been disabled, again, because we don't want people sharing that, but all of the water bottle refill stations are operable around the aquarium. And then from this space, we can continue on down through the plastics gallery. Now, for the time being, we only have one volunteer scheduled on the whole second floor of Open Sea. They're free to roam around to wherever they encounter some guests. And that might be out on the deck as well. So if you feel like getting outside for a little bit, we expect a lot of our guests will want to get outside in the open air regularly during their visit. So you might find that you'll have some people to converse with out here on the deck. And from this open sea deck, you've got a commanding view of Monterey Bay. We can talk about the kelp forest. We can talk about the seabirds that are out here on the rocks or nesting underneath the building. If there are whales or dolphins, you've got a great view of them here. Fishing activity out on the bay. There's a lot of stories that you can talk about from the deck here. So think about this also as an interpretive station. And again, later on as we start to add more volunteers into the mix, places like this would be a great place to have yet another volunteer to spend some time with our guests out on the deck. You might notice with the scopes on the deck here that there are eye caps on the scopes. So we don't want people, again, touching the scopes. That's just another point of potential contamination. So I figured the easiest way to close these off was just to cover the eyepieces, so that you'll see that on all of our scopes throughout the aquarium. So from the plastics gallery and or the deck, people have an option to take a little spin up here to look at the seabirds. We have a ramp if people need that for access, otherwise they've got the stairs. Again, stanchions will prevent people from going any further down this hallway. The open sea store is closed. The elevator here is accessible. And your option here is to use the elevator or the stairs to head down to the first floor. So on the first floor of the open sea galleries, people will be directed into Viva Baja, circulate through that exhibit, out the exit of Viva Baja, and of course just take a left-hand turn around the corner and you are into Fragile Seas to look at that exhibit. And exiting that exhibit, and this is the one thing we'll watch, we've created a little bit of crossover. You have to cross over the exit from tentacles to get to the entrance. We don't think we'll have that many people coming through here. Again, we're limiting our entrance to about 250 people per hour, and spread between two buildings, they're spread out quite a bit. But if we see a lot of cross traffic here to where we're concerned about physical distancing, we can always reverse that and have people enter tentacles over here and exit through what is now the main entrance. And of course the elevator, the restrooms are open, the water bottle refill station. So this is all available to guests, and from here then we continue out of this building back across Hovden Way and into the members entrance back to the main building. Now, a couple of important things about Hovden Way here. Hovden Way will be closed for the time being, so this will be a place where volunteers can check in. So we'll have staff at the gate there to check you in, so everybody needs to be here on a pretty timely basis so we can let everybody in. We will sign you in. You'll need to do your health check. Everybody now has the app on their phone so that you can check in with your name and what division you're part of, guest experience for most of our volunteer guides, and answer those 3 questions for the health check. Submit that, so you'll be able to complete that part and get signed in, and then we'll meet you out here with your schedule and any updates on what's going on inside the aquarium today. We have a quick maybe 10-minute stand-up meeting, and then we can launch into the aquarium. So coming in through the members entrance then, our guests will proceed towards the Marine Mammals Gallery. Again, this is kind of a free flow area, so they may want to visit the restrooms, they might want to check out the cafe. Let's talk about the cafe for a minute. So food service is very limited. We'll have the cafe menu posted on a monitor, and the next step is to check in with a cafe host over here and see if there is seating available, because that is very limited. If there's a place to sit, then you can order up your food online, you can pay online, and then once your order is in, the host or hostess will take you into the cafe and seat you. And let's take a look, because you'll notice that we've really changed the arrangement in here to enhance the safety. Tables are at least 8 feet apart, if not more, and different amounts of seating available at each table. This is the one place in the aquarium where you can take your mask off. When your food arrives, of course, to eat it, you're going to need to take your mask down. So we want to make sure that there's a big margin of safety in terms of distancing between guests in the cafe. Once you're seated, you'll wait for your food to arrive. It'll be brought out to you, and then you're welcome to enjoy your meal. Then you will get up and leave, and staff again will bust the table and sanitize things after you're finished your meal, and then we can bring the next party to seat here. Restaurant service has been removed for the time being, and of course the cafe, the servery, is closed, so it's only ordering online, food brought to the table here. So the other thing that is very popular in this part of the aquarium, of course, is the sea otter exhibits. Let's go take a look at the otters. We need to have a one-way flow and good distancing around the otter exhibit. So we've changed the guest flow through here a little bit. This is now the entrance to the otter exhibit. So you can either go up the stairs, or if necessary, you can use the otter vader here. And the flow across the top mezzanine will be from this side towards the other side, towards the stairs that head back down towards the information center. And the same is true for the first floor of the otter exhibit. So the entrance for the first floor will either be the stairs immediately next to the otter vader here, or this ramp. And then all traffic will be one way, again going in this direction, around the otter exhibit on the first floor. And we'll have the other stairs stanchioned off here to make sure that people enter here and then continue that direction. The exit to the otter exhibit will be the stairs here from the second floor, from the mezzanine, or the stairs over here for people that are exiting from the first floor. So we don't have a guide or a staff person stationed here when we first open. This will be another one of those priorities as we start to add more guides to the mix. We'll see if we can have a guide in this area just to help direct people around to the proper entrance now for this exhibit. We'll have signage here, but so many people are used to running up these stairs to see the otters that this is kind of a new habit, and so we may need to help direct people around to where they can access this exhibit. So let's talk about shopping for a minute, because that's a big part of everybody's visit to the aquarium as well. We always say the only part of the aquarium you get to take home with you is whatever you purchase in the store. Now, we've mentioned that all of the smaller stores will be closed when we initially open the aquarium, but our main store will be open, and guests will be able to enter through this entrance that is next to the auditorium. Once inside, they'll be accompanied by a staff member from the store. There is kind of a serpentine path that winds through all of the racks and shelves here, so you can look at all the merchandise, but this is no-touch shopping. So you can look at things, the staff person can pick something up and show it to you, and then if you decide that's something you want to purchase, they will hang on to that for you as you complete your trip around through the store. And if you have decided to purchase something along the way, the staff person will bring that to the counter. Again, no cash sales here. Everything is online sales at the aquarium. So again, using your credit or debit card, you'll be able to ring up that sale. They will package things for you, and then they'll meet you at the exit where you can take your goods and continue on. One of the free flow areas here at the aquarium, of course, is the deck as well. And we expect that our guests are going to really want to spend time outdoors. It is one of the best exhibits at the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Always cool things to see. And for people who have been inside for a while, they're going to want to get outside in the fresh air from time to time as well. So our 6th guide station that we have set up is the deck. We will have our wildlife viewing station set up in a fashion. There won't be any scopes or binoculars here, but we can still roll that card out, put up the information about what we've been seeing today, and create a little bit of a space for people to come to, as long as we don't draw a crowd out there. We would like to have a staff person here. We'd like to have a guide here. That all depends on staffing and volunteer strength on any given shift, but that's part of the plan. And of course, there's countless stories that we can tell about Monterey Bay, talking about the birds and the mammals out here, the fishing, the kelp forest, the habitats of the bay. So lots of things to talk about. And that works not only from this end of the deck, but if it's getting a little busy over here, we also can utilize some of the other spaces on the deck as well, like the coastal stream and the wave crash exhibit. So lots of things that we can interpret outdoors. And again, as time goes on and we add some more volunteers to the mix, we would love to be able to station a few more volunteers out here on the deck to spread the crowd around and to tell stories about some of these other exhibits and take full advantage of this amazing vista of Monterey Bay. So visitors will be able to come and go from the deck at any point during their visit here. This is just a general free flow area. So to wrap up our visit, of course, the last step is out through the main exits here at the aquarium. Every visitor that comes in through the entrance, of course, will have to exit through this one exit point as well. We expect that the typical visit will be maybe 2 hours or less, again, without auditorium shows and feeding shows to spend time on, without a lot of food service. Again, we won't have hand stamps, so people won't be able to leave and then come back again. So from talking to colleagues, the typical visit has been shorter at their institutions than previous, and we expect that'll be the case here also. So probably about a 2-hour visit is a good guess. We'll see how that works out, and everybody will be leaving here, and that wraps up our walkthrough of the Monterey Bay Aquarium. We look forward to adding you and guests to the mix so we can see how this all plays out. I'm sure there'll be a lot of adjustments and fine-tuning, so stay tuned for updates. But this should be the plan that we reopen with, and we're looking forward to sharing those reopening days with all of you. Thank you.